I mentioned tug games in the last video, and I just want to share a little bit about that. So tug is an important gameplay for a lot of dogs, especially drivey dogs. So those high energy, I need to drive, I need to chase something, I might even need to kill something. Dogs like that. So some dogs are very soft mouthed and they won't play tug with you at all. Some dogs have to learn how to do it. Poppy had to learn how to play tug. She didn't want to naturally do that. Some dogs are like, I need something in my mouth all the time. When you're playing a game like tug, it needs to have a start and a finish and clear rules in the middle. And so if you're going to play a game with a dog, the toys like that come out on your terms. Don't leave them lying around the house for them to pick up and come try to initiate the game with you. It should be so special that you're the initiator and you do it so that the dog gets like, oh my God, we get to do this now. Oh, right. Versus, hey, play with me. Hey, play with me. Hey, play with me. Hey, play with me. Because that drives everybody crazy, including the dog. But if you're like, want to play? And they light up, that's what you're after. That's part of the real engagement that we're going for. So have a cue that out comes the toy and you're like, that's the turn on. And so mine is, want to play? And I'm like, want to play? Might even whisper, right? And you can just see them light up, right? Poppy's game is the flirt pole. She loves it. All I have to do is go get it out and that girl is spun up. For some dogs, it's just a tug game or a rope or whatever, but get them jazzed up about the idea of playing. While you're playing, this is a great time to practice out. I'm looking for something to use as a tug toy. We're going to use little man here. But let's say we're playing and so dog's tugging and you're tugging and everybody's pulling and we're having a grand old time. I want you to, in the middle of gameplay, to say out. And what you're going to do, so remember, we've been practicing in the house. Or maybe you don't have, let me rephrase that. Scratch that. Not all of you will have resource garters. If you do, you've been practicing in the mealtime. If you just have a dog that you're learning or teaching to play tug, you still want to teach them out. So what you're going to do is they've got their mouth on the toy. There's an interaction of tug going on, and you're going to call out and do what's called dead toy, meaning you stop your portion of play. So he might still be trying to pull and tug and do all those things, but you're going to hold the toy still. You're going to not move. You're not going to dance around. Keep your feet stationary. For some of you who have these big, powerful dogs, that might be more of a challenge, but truly stop your participation. Stop your energy being put into the game. What I'll do is, if we've got the toy and the dog's mouth's in the middle and my hand's on the outside, I start sort of crawling my hands in up against the dog's mouth. So now he's got nowhere to go. And I'm sort of coming in to apply a little bit of pressure this way. And the second he releases, because he's got to regrip at some point, you're going to say out, and you're going to take the toy away, and then you're going to go, let's play, right? So now we're teaching those rules, have language, and building all the words together. And he's going to learn real quickly that out is just the action of pulling the mouth off the toy, and we get to go at it again. So you're going to do that, and that's part of the fun and part of the joy for the dog, is learning to release, and that the game gets to go again. And it's the same out that you can translate towards release your bone, release your ball, release whatever. For the tug game, when you're finished, when you're tired and the game is over, you're going to basically do the same out, get him to release it, and then you're going to call enough. And the toy is done. Enough means we will not, under any circumstance, re-engage this game right now. You should be able to stand there with your dog or walk around or do something else, and you've got the toy in your hand and he's not trying to pester you, without having to go put it up so that the only way he gives up the game is because he can't reach it. So remember, if you've taken the toy and you've said enough and he's still trying to do something different, put him to work. Sit, stay, down, stay, come when called, whatever. But don't add any energy to the toy. Don't shoo him off. Don't keep telling him no. Don't do anything that is connected with activity towards that toy. Enough means we're done and we're not dealing with that anymore. So when you practice that, when your enough starts to get sincere, he'll be like, okay, good. And he'll go off and do some other things. And then later, y'all can play tomorrow or whatever. But you have to create that through your own leadership. Okay. So I think that's it. Tug's a great game. Most dogs need it. Don't be afraid to play it. A lot of people will tell you, oh God, you should never play tug with your dog. Why? I mean, really, why? And a lot of people think it's because it gets them crazy aroused. It gets them into that drive. So you can see, you've got dogs, some of you, where you see the drive switch on and you're like, they are in it to win it, right? And they really go gung-ho into the gameplay. That's fulfillment. That's the joy. That's the dog that is getting out of life what he needs out of it. But you should only do it when there are rules of the game, when there are rules of engagement and it's participative with you, right? And toys aren't left around all the time just for him to go willy-nilly about it. So I am all about drive games for dogs, but with rules. So make sure you have that clear in your mind and that you're focused on teaching them those rules and making that gameplay important and clear and consistent. Okay?